Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome back to my monthly channel update. This, for those who are unaware, is where I go back and I explain what's happened through the month. I explain what went right and what went wrong, usually more of the latter. It's where I make my general round of apologies for not meeting my own goals. And it's where I set things out for the near future, what I intend to do, what I plan to do, and then get feedback from you, the viewers, to keep this channel on track and to make sure that I'm responsive to what your requests are. First of all, I would like to thank every new viewer and every new subscriber. I've got a number of them this month. Last month started off real strong and then kind of fell off, although that was almost completely on me because I basically started off the year pretty strong in terms of getting tabletop stuff out like I wanted to, and then I kind of fell off of that. Partly due just to, as I've said numerous times, it's not my day job. I have property management to do. I've got other things to do. I had taxes to do because I tend to get mine out early. That kind of ate into my time, among other things. Nothing really truly outstanding. No huge, dramatic things going on in my life to disrupt things. But it was a busy month, and I got kind of sidetracked about halfway through it. Hopefully next month will be better. Let's see. As I said, started off strong, fell off shortly. I've got my notes over here. I did manage to get at least one video up most days. I take Sundays off from posting videos. I could fix that. I could try. But generally speaking, I take Sundays off from posting videos just so I have some sort of downtime in there. And also so I can try to prepare the week's videos coming up. So that is one reason why I kind of slack off on Sundays. But most days this month, I got a video out. At least one. Sometimes two. Indie Game Friday, I came back with that late January. In February, it's been going every week pretty good so far. You're going to see a lot more jumping around in terms of doing some coverage of some older games because I'm trying to clear out a queue of games that I've been wanting to review for a while. And I know it's not the greatest thing to review a game that's been out for several years sometimes, but hey, it's my channel. Indie games are fun to look at, and some of the ones, especially the ones that are several years old that may have gotten a lot of views or may not have gotten a lot of views at that time. Sometimes just another little review out there to help people decide whether they want to get it or not. Anything I can help with that, it's worthwhile. It's worthwhile. As always, I will try not to put a review out for any, like I'm all about the indie games, but I don't excuse really, really bad indie games. So you'll very rarely, in fact, you'll almost never see me cover an indie game and just completely flat out say don't buy this. At least not my Indie Game Friday series. Occasionally I will cover them on a first look, which I need to do more of. I've got like eight things I meant to do first looks of, and I never got around to them last month. But generally speaking, if it's terrible, I'll put a first look to. If I'm doing a first look and it's terrible, I'll post it anyway. If I'm doing an Indie Game Friday and I'm playing the game and I'm getting the sense that it's pretty bad, a lot of times I'll just ditch it and film something else. Now, there's kind of mixed things about that because, honestly, if it's bad, maybe I should warn people. But on the other hand, a lot of the games that I cover are really obscure anyway. So if it's bad, like really bad, maybe it's better to just let it sit in obscurity. So there is that. I will try to give constructive criticism wherever possible, and I follow that philosophy even in my tabletop reviews, which I need to do more of. I'm about to get on that, tabletop people. If you haven't run off yet, don't worry about that. I'm getting to my tabletop stuff real soon. My general philosophy behind any review I do is to cover the good things, and if it requires, if there's things in it that aren't working, offer constructive criticism and go from there. And I think that's a good place to be in. Let's see. My subscription growth, as I said last month, I hit 2,100 subscribers. Started off strong and then it stalled out for the last couple weeks. The reason being is, and I'm going to be up front here and admit, a lot of my new subscriber growth and a lot of my views come from my tabletop stuff. I've begun to resign myself to that fact, and it's not really a resignation because I've always wanted to do more tabletop stuff. But as I've said many times before, it requires me to script stuff, and you see these tabletop focused channels come out with new videos like every single day on tabletop stuff. I need to be able to do that, but I'm not in a position financially and in terms of time to be able to do that. I'm working towards it. But right now I can barely keep up with 1 or 2 a week. But I will be getting some more tabletop stuff out, and I understand the frustration. If you subscribe to me to see my OSR stuff, and then all I do is post Let's Plays and RPG News Roundup for a couple of weeks, then yeah, I don't blame you at all for going to find somebody more in line with your stuff to watch. That's cool. It's on me to go ahead and correct that. So I'm going to be working to correct it. That's my set for the whole year, is to basically correct the imbalance of my production here. To that end, I will be doing some more reviews coming up. I've got a huge backlog of stuff. I've got more OSR stuff. I'd been doing a couple reviews of old retro clones and stuff. I've got more of those coming up. I am going to be doing a review of Osric pretty soon, the old school reference and index compilation, whatever. It's the AD&D first edition clone. I will probably be doing a review of, I think it's called Dark Dungeons or Darker Dungeons. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's the BECME clone. There's a BECME clone out there, and it's okay. I need to do a full in-depth review of that. I will be doing a review, maybe of Blueholme Journeyman rules. I don't know yet. I want to, but I've got to actually pick up the book or the PDF or whatever. And I'm in a position where I don't mind buying the PDFs, but if it's something like that, I really prefer to get like a print version as well. And so I've been slowly building up my library. And part of the issue is I just like some of the books. I like sitting down and having the feel of a book. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, just go ahead and go with the PDFs, but I like being able to take a book with me away from the computer and read through it. In fact, that's the only way I'm going to get some of these reviews done, if I'm able to leave my computer, go do something else, and take the book with me and read through it, and then come back and do my notes and my review after that. I ordered the Advanced Labyrinth Lord book. It came out a while back. It basically includes both the regular and the Advanced Edition companion Labyrinth Lord rules all in one book. I have reviewed the basic edition of Labyrinth Lord. I may review the Advanced Edition. I'm not sure. Well, I'm probably going to make a video on it. I don't know if it's going to be a full-on review or whether it's just going to be a vlog of me flipping through, telling the differences. I'm not sure. I'm going to decide on that pretty soon. We'll see how my timing goes, but I'm going to get that out pretty soon. I ordered the book because, quite frankly, the more I look into Labyrinth Lord, it's weird because it's one of the systems that I really enjoy out of the retro clones, and yet I never broke down as to getting more than just the free no art version. Now I have, so we will see what happens there. I've got a couple other reviews that I've got in the queue, and some of them are for games that have been out for like several years to 10 years, and some of them are retro reviews, but some of the stuff that's been out for quite some time that I want to review is GURPS 4th Edition and Dungeon Fantasy. Now, I picked up Dungeon Fantasy, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. It was after it came out. I think it may have been early last year. I picked up Dungeon Fantasy. It's been sitting on my shelf. I've read through it. I've stated this before. I intend to review it. I just haven't been able to sit down and run the Dungeon Fantasy game. And I don't run everything I review, but I try. And that's one thing I really want to see in action before I go ahead and put a full review out. And I know it's been out, the GURPS 4th Edition stuff has been out for a while, but I want to review it. Shadowrun 5th Edition, that's been out for a long time. I've been reading through that book. That one's been slow reading because, to be quite honest, the book doesn't feel good to me. I mean, I've got no problem with the contents, but usually I get books and I love flipping through them. This one, I feel like the book's like going to fall apart as I flip through it, and that's not a good sign for the physical build. But as soon as I'm done through the stuff on that, I will probably put together a review of that. It will be a review coming from somebody that used to really like Shadowrun 2nd Edition, but has not seen it since. I was into Shadowrun 2nd Edition a lot. Oddly enough, I barely played it, but I spent a lot of time making characters and scenarios for it at the time. It was one of those issues where I kept making scenarios, and then my group decided to run D&D, AD&D 2nd Edition at the time instead. So that's one of those ones I really enjoyed, and I enjoyed the video games that came out recently, so... we'll see how it is in terms of the review, so you know where I'm coming from. Other things I've got some things to review. And a lot of this stuff is stuff I've mentioned before. I'm just letting you know my backlog. I need to do Call of Cthulhu 7th Edition. It's another thing I've actually, oddly enough, I picked up 7th Edition Call of Cthulhu, and I had not played any Call of Cthulhu ever. I'm actually I won't say a big Lovecraft fan, but I have read and enjoyed the majority of his work from way back when. And I knew about the Call of Cthulhu game, but I never really got into it. And then over the last several months, I've been able to play some Call of Cthulhu. Not the edition that I'm actually going to be reviewing. So I've played, I think it was 6th edition that they were running. So I will be reviewing 7th edition from the standpoint of somebody who has played a little bit of 6th edition but never was really into the game. And I said this a couple months ago. It's on my list. I got... what else do I have? I have a 5th edition product to review. I have Goodman Games. They did the Into the Borderlands, the Classics Reincarnated or whatever. They came out with Isle of Dread a couple months back, and I will be getting that into review very shortly. So that one is one that I'm probably going to fast track because it's easier for me to review that kind of thing for 5th edition and such. So, there it is. And I ordered, and this was an impulse order. I recently got, I'm getting old. Some, family sent me some cash in for my recent birthday, and I went ahead and I usually use it for like constructive things like video equipment or buying other people gifts, which why do people do that? I mean, I'm in one of those families where the majority of people give other people gift cards or cash for gifts. So there's been these weird things where at Christmas time or during people's birthdays where they have birthdays very close, each of them will come up and hand each other a gift card of equal value, or literally just hand each other cash, and and it gets kind of silly. It gets kind of silly. I try to I don't want to digress into like a general talk about gifts, but it's like as you get a bunch of people just exchanging cash around, and I'm like, why don't you each pull out your wallets, show each other the money, and then put them back in your wallets, and then just pretend you exchanged it. But for my part, I went ahead and just blew an impulse purchase with that on King Arthur Pendragon 5th edition, 5.2 actually, and that was recently. 5th edition is from like 2007, 2008, but the 5.2 was relatively recent. I think it was 2016 or whatever. It was like, I think the last version before Mr. Stafford unfortunately passed. Late last year, and actually, I was mentioning that to someone. I was like, "Oh, I picked up King Arthur Pendragon," and they were talking about what a nice, how they think they met the author, and I was like, yeah, it's a shame that they passed, and they were not aware of it. So, that's a sobering thought. Anyway. System, I'll be looking into that. Hey, I mean, it supposedly uses a very similar system. I've got the PDF because I bought it a bundle with PDF and print from Chaosium itself. So, from what I can see, it uses a similar system to some of the Call of Cthulhu stuff because it's vaguely based on the basic role-playing system. So, I may do like a block of like Call of Cthulhu and then King Arthur Pendragon. I don't know. I have not played Pendragon. I have heard really good things about it, like super good things about it. And I've been on kind of a night-based campaign kick, and it actually frustrates me because nobody I play with is on a similar kick. It's like one of those things where I'm the GM, so in essence, and I should really do this sometime, is choosing the games you want to run. I am the GM for several groups. Well, less so now than before, but I'm still usually the GM. And I'm one of those very strong believers that the GM sets the tone of the story and they set, the storyline and such. So I'm not a big fan of those games that put a huge amount of storyline basis and messing with the world itself on the players. However, I am fully cognizant of the idea that if you don't have players, you don't have a game. And so I've been kind of on this medieval knights kind of kick in terms of a campaign. And nobody I play with, well, maybe one or two, but not enough to actually form a group, is into that thing right now. So I'm kind of like, I'm staring at this thing that I want to play. And this was even before grabbing Pendragon. It was just like, oh man, I want to do like a medieval knight, like with tournaments and courtly intrigue and stuff, but like lower fantasy or no fantasy depending, and it just doesn't fly with some of my groups. So I've been kind of like jonesing to run something like that. Maybe I'll be able to run some Pendragon. I'd love that. Oh wow, I have digressed. I have really digressed, but yeah. I will be trying to do more reviews on tabletop stuff. I just got to buckle down and do it. I got no excuse. I just got busy and couldn't do it. I'll try to do it more. And I will be keeping an eye out for more Wizards of the Coast releases coming up because I know one's releasing in spring. So all that stuff I just listed, hopefully that'll leave me time to hit that when it comes out. I will try to do more commentary and more like vlogs and such. So if and I've had Tabletops and Towers in the background for so long. That's another thing. I had a little bit of writer's block. Like a lot bit of writer's block. I had so many projects that I wanted to do this month, and I hit a block with one of them, and then I hit a block with all of them. I have adventures that I want to write that I know the general gist of things and the structure, but sitting down and actually doing them just sets me staring at paper for hours. I have a new book series that I'm intending to write. And yes, I've written books. I'm an author. I don't have... I use that with a grain of salt. I'm a self-published kind of person. I don't advertise them on this channel because, quite frankly, the books that I have out there are not suitable for the audience, so to speak. However, I do intend to do like a fantasy, like role-playing based series of books pretty soon, and I've actually got two major plot lines like all sketched out and fleshed out and ready to write up, to the point where it's literally just forcing myself to sit there and write them. And because I haven't had time for the channel, I haven't had time for that either. And when I have had time, I've sat down for like an hour and go, okay, time to write. Let me write something up for the channel. Just dead silence. I can't get it. All right, well, let me go ahead and get this other project. Let me do the adventure. And I just can't focus on it. It's a real problem focusing on it. It's not like distraction or anything. Sometimes these times I set aside at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I'm like, oh, well, at least I'll get the book. And I go ahead and start writing the book, and almost as soon as I do, I'm like asleep. So hopefully I'll get over that. And once I do, I have a tendency to hit that for a while and then all of a sudden produce a lot of stuff and then hit that for a while and then produce a lot of stuff. So hopefully I'm in the lot of stuff range of things pretty soon. All right. On to video games. I already have my first video game retrospective that I'm going to try and turn out. Not done, not scripted. I'm going to try to do a retrospective of the Wizardry series from way back when. Yes, that classic Wizardry series. I dug out my old Wizardry archives to dig out the Wizardry 1 to 5, Bane of the Cosmic Forge, Crusaders of the Dark Savant, and then I picked up Wizardry 8. I don't know if I can get that to run, because I've got the old school stuff. but I may go ahead and grab it on GOG or something if I can't get it to run. But I got the older stuff to run. And here's the issue with the Wizardry. I played it a lot, but I never finished any of it. So I will be going back to try to play through as much of that as I can to get a sense of it and where it's going and such. And then you'll see that retrospective come together. I will be trying to do at least one video game, or at least one computer RPG review coming up, just to see if you like the format I pick. Because I've done a couple of them in the past, but they've been real sporadic. Like I did Tyranny way back when, and so on. And many viewers may remember I did the Siege of Dragonspear, and I should have taken a lot longer to do that one, because a lot of the stuff I said in that I ended up proving myself wrong while playing the thing. So there it is. I really didn't want to bring that one back up, but yeah. So I've been burned on some of the computer role-playing game stuff I've reviewed in the past, but I will be trying to get... I like my Indie Game Friday stuff, and I think a lot of other people do, so I'll be trying to do something similar for like larger releases. We'll see what happens. Oh my god, I just had 2 phone calls in a row while recording this. This is why I don't stream. I've been over that before. My days are just full of freaking phone calls. Where the hell was I? Let's Plays. I've just finished my Let's Play of The Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It'll be going up over the next couple days. Excuse me if you hear my birds in the background. They are going apeshit right now. I will be putting up the last of the Oblivion Let's Play in the next couple days, and I will probably take a couple days after that. I don't know if I'm going to take a full week, but I'll take a couple days where I'm not posting any Let's Plays, and I will do other things. And I will figure out what I need to Let's Play next. Now, this actually I got 2 things to address. Number 1, this represents kind of a milestone for my channel, simply because I started this thing, like some of my first videos, in fact, most of my first videos, my absolute first video was just a test stream of Dungeon Hack way back when. But the majority of my first videos were just a Let's Play, like a stream of the original Elder Scrolls Arena I did on Twitch. And so as of the completion of the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, I now have a Let's Play of all of the 5 main entries into the Elder Scrolls series done. So I am done with the Elder Scrolls, unless I want to go back and do like Battlespire and such, which I might. I don't know if I'll do it on my main channel, but I might. So yeah, that's a milestone for the channel. In terms of what I need to do next, I have resolved to not put a lot of random Let's Plays on the main channel. I want to kind of not alienate my tabletop audience any more than I already have. I will continue to do Let's Plays of it, but I'm more the kind of person that likes to complete a Let's Play rather than jumping around from title to title real quick. To that end, I would like to only focus on Let's Plays, and I've said this before, on my main channel. I would like to focus on Let's Plays that either A, complete a Let's Play that I've already started, or B, focus on an entry into a series that I've already done. For instance, if I do, as an example, I did Fallout 1. That means the entire rest of the Fallout series is open season for my Let's Plays. I did Icewind Dale. That means I should probably do Icewind Dale 2 at some point. Or I can complete one that I started, like Underrail. Or Planescape Torment, which I keep meaning to do. Something like that. So my thing is that I would like your input, my viewers' input, on which role-playing game you would like to see a complete Let's Play of next. I would prefer and give precedence to those in a series that I have already started, or at least related to. Like I did Neverwinter Nights. I haven't done Neverwinter Nights 2. You know, these are series that I started, and I did one game out of them, so another game would be suited. So let me know in the comments below if you've got any feedback on that. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here with the promises, because I have made way more promises in the past than I've been able to keep, and I would like to just focus on trying to tighten the amount of content I can put out to actually fulfill what promises I've already made. So we'll see from there, and I'll try to get back on track with the tabletop stuff. And you know what? If any of my other projects, if I ever get further in any of the projects, the adventures, the novelers, or whatever, then I'll let you know here on the channel. And I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you for your continued watching. Thank you very much to those patrons who have stuck by me, and for those people who have given direct donations. For those who are interested in doing direct donations, you can right now you can check out my email for business inquiries. It's on the channel page. And also check that out if you have a tabletop thing for me that you would like me to review, or even a indie game that you would like me to review, as long as it's a role-playing game. I guess so many people trying to send me games to review for Indie Game Friday that aren't role-playing games. I'm the RPG Crawler. I have a very lax, set of rules on what qualifies for an RPG, but I would really like it to be an RPG. But if you got anything like that, shoot me a line. And I'll see what I can do. Oh, I've been thinking about doing some sort of Discord or other or forum based thing for like the general community. Let me know if you would be interested in any of that. Anybody, any of my viewers, whatever. If you'd like to see me put like a Discord up or a forum up or whatever. And I will try. I said last month I was going to try to get something together for alternate ways to support the channel, because I know a lot of people I know several people would like to support the channel. They just either don't know how, or they don't trust the ways they do it. So I'm getting together several options to do so. And if you want to support the channel but don't want to give direct donations, I do have like the Amazon affiliate links. I may put those together on some page on my website. I've got the Drive-Thru RPG affiliate links, which help me actually pick up some of these RPG books for review, which is funny because it helps me get stuff to review. And if you don't want to spend cash, the best way to support the channel is to comment on the videos, let me know what's going on, and share any videos that particularly interest you on the various social media sites. And that helps more than I can say. That helps a lot more than I can say. And I appreciate every time I see a slew of new viewers in, I usually look, and it's usually because somebody shared my stuff somewhere. And I appreciate that. I really do. I mean, it makes a huge difference. Anyway, as I said, been rambling. Goal for next month: get more tabletop reviews out. Get back on track. That I did January so well. I did so well in January, and then February I started so well, and then I fell down. So goal for next month: get back to where I need to be, and then the month afterwards I can work on improving. This has been the RPG Crawler. If you like what you've seen, remember to leave a like. Comment if you got any feedback. Comment if you got any requests. Comment if you got any suggestions on what to see. I've got a slew of suggestions on what people have pointed out, including old role-playing game material that I'm trying to get a hold of to actually review. Stuff like the Arduin Grimoire and stuff like that. Empire of the Pale Throne, stuff like that. That I would like to do like a true retro review on. So, and I got a lot of that stuff from the comments of the viewers. Thank you very much. Subscribe for more RPG content, both tabletop and computer, and I promise I do tabletop stuff. Until next time, take care and goodbye.